What is going on, Alpha Hunters? It is a very terrific Thursday. Let's see what we got going on in the market today, because yesterday, finally saw some bearishness on the market. I'm talking about like a really good bearishness. Some people have been tracking the, let's say how long it's been since we were down 2% on the S&P 500 on a day from close to close, not intraday trading, like an intraday low, 2% or less. But the close yesterday was a pretty good one. Yesterday in the live stream, I was like, I probably wouldn't want to be bearish right here, right now. But we kind of just went sideways there for about 2 hours, and we kind of just slowly dropped off into the end of the day. Persia flat open today on Thursday. And, rolled over pretty good today. We didn't really gap anywhere, but we sold down pretty good. About 2/3% there on the open. Well, not on the open, but I guess in the first 45 minutes or so. So there you go. And then we basically bounced since then. Daily highs. Seems like we're actually going to have a little bit of a retest. Probably goes into tomorrow. Friday, I'd imagine. And we need to see kind of maybe what levels the SPY or the Qs maybe got to as far as the low this morning. So probably take a look at that on the daily. Qs dropped off pretty good. How low did the Qs get here? So the Qs dropped off. Oh my goodness. 1 2/3% there in the first 45 minutes. So, okay. So yeah, the Qs got wrecked yesterday. They were down 3% plus. How much were the Qs down yesterday total? They got wrecked pretty good, down 3.6%. So there you go. It's a pretty bearish day there. It even continued this morning, and then the Qs are even lagging behind today. So all right, IWM, very nice bounce today coming in. They did catch a little bit of that sell action yesterday, but it wasn't. Obviously, it wasn't nearly as bad. IWM is currently up 1.7%. Not much of a gap, a little bit of a gap up, but very choppy, strong move higher. Okay. DIA, pretty much a flat open, but nice kind of bounce there in the first 50 minutes. A little bit of a pullback for about 20, 30 minutes. Nice little bounce here over the past 10. See if that continues. RSP, pretty much a flat open, but has ran higher, up 0.8%. Nice. Yeah. RSP. Oh man, I was really. It got so close to getting down to these highs down here. This is where I was really wanting to see it, man. I was really wanting to see it down here, around 166. Oh well. It's okay. Getting a pretty good bounce here. It's starting to be kind of problematic on these bounces because we bounced off the 10. We obviously broke that down yesterday. Bouncing kind of off the 20. And so if we reject that, those are two obvious bounce spots funny. Bounce spots that, if we wind up rolling back over, do we have another bounce left here at 166 if that does happen? I don't know. Not too often you bounce at every level on the way down. Usually it's like you get like 2 and then the market kind of flips on you and people just start to go bearish. Be interested to see if we do get another bounce, if we do pull back more on the RSP. DIA, yeah, DIA really interacting with these two levels. We kind of got pretty close to this top back last Friday. We didn't quite get there. We just kind of went sideways, Monday, Tuesday, broke that down yesterday. So very easily interacting with both of these highs that we had put in earlier in the year, back from May and late March. And it's also where the 20 EMA is. I like it a lot. I'm not saying DIA is going to just rip bullish, but that was kind of the area where I think you were going to get some pretty decent buying to come in. So that makes a lot of sense to me. IWM. I like this consolidation we're getting here. Nice rip. Obviously, we know kind of mid July pullback, very quick, and then nice bounce. Tried to roll back over yesterday. Thing about yesterday is the IWM did wind up rolling over from when we kind of were looking at it earlier in the morning. It did make a new high on this like past 2-3 day trend, but it wound up rolling back over. So it made a new high and obviously a closing low. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's still holding the moving averages. I like kind of the consolidation coming in here. IWM might not be bad, honestly. I kind of like it. Q's, man, look how low that wick got. All right, let's take a look here. Look at where the Q's got to. Right down to that 100. Not quite there at the low of the day, but hot diggity dog, man, it got really, really close. And that's where being bearish, after the market kind of breaks down some of these faster moving averages, like once you get through the 20, it's a decent bearish play down to the 50. But once you get through the 50, go to the 100, obviously you get a lot bigger of an air pocket in there. Typically, right? Usually a little bit more of a bearish play that can be made. So, as far as, yeah, I mean, obviously it came down to this late May high. It didn't quite get to this like 450 type level that we had back in April. But man, look at that kiss right off that 100 moving average. Nice. I mean, we're really close. Yeah, I mean, I think for right now, I don't think I mean, if you've been trading a bearish, especially if you came into this week looking for the retest to start out Monday, Tuesday, looking for the retest to maybe go lower, I think right now you're just kind of neutral. I mean, those past 2 days were pretty quick trade downs. And I think you're just kind of waiting to see what else sets up here. I don't think we break we're not just going to smash all the way down to the 200. That really just won't happen. And I would be curious to see what happens here over the next couple of days as we go into next week. Because remember, next week, we have the biggest of tech earnings next week. And let me get to that here in just a second. So SPY. Obviously, it traded lower. Did it fill this gap? It almost filled this gap back from June 11th. Almost there. Missed it probably less than 1 point. I still think we'll probably wind up going lower just because I don't think the SPY's gone low enough yet. I still think the tech is probably still too heavily weighted. And speaking of, next week we will start the big tech earnings. We get to August 1st, we'll have AAPL. Microsoft will be next week on Tuesday. AAPL will be next Thursday. So, yeah, we will be into it. There's NVIDIA. They will not be reporting next week. Amazon will be also August 1st. TSLA we already had, so I don't need to look at that one. Alphabet. Oh yeah, Alphabet did have theirs Tuesday after the bell a couple days ago. I didn't even realize that. How much I keep up with stuff. And then we will also have Meta. That's weird. I don't know why Alphabet went so early. Usually they don't go that early. That's why it kind of threw me off. That's why I didn't pay attention to that. But we will also probably have Intel. Yep, Intel will be also next week. I don't know if AMD is next week. AMD will also be next Tuesday. So we have the biggest of tech earnings coming this next week. And I don't know if I really want to be bearish going into next week. They usually do really good. And I'm not even talking about Intel and AMD. I'm talking like Microsoft, AAPL. Those guys, they make a lot of money. They make cash flow. I just don't like being bearish on them. I don't like being bearish when they are the catalyst in the market. I don't like being bearish, man. I just don't like it. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but Also, you probably don't want to do it on them directly. Even if the market does wind up rolling over, they might actually be okay. So they might do well, and then the market still goes bearish, right? So VIX, VIX got that breakthrough higher by the end of the day. Nice, breaking that 17. We did wind up getting all the way up to about 8, a little bit over 19. Okay, so it's still kind of just in this climbing trend. Dollar, dollar, dollar. So we'll definitely see this on yields, but dollar yesterday was had a nice little pump going as we were kind of oh, I'm sorry, not the right time. Yeah, we had this little bit of we had a little bit of a rise off the lows yesterday when we were on the live stream here. And nice, I mean, it had a very nice follow through in the afternoon. Very nice follow through in the afternoon. Yields also did. We'll take a look at that here in a second, but I think this is kind of really what you were looking for to be bullish on dollar and yields is at least some sideways chop, lower wicks coming in, moving averages that should be pushing it down. It looks like they are, but they're not entirely. It's not. We're not really dropping off. Probably see another day. Find out here over the next maybe day or maybe Monday. So GLD. Ooh, GLD down. Gold is down. Okay. I still just be bullish on any kind of dip buying opportunities. It is on top of that 50 EMA. It's kind of where we kind of based, went sideways there for much of June. So we'll see what happens there. 10-year yield. Yields were very interesting. And I know we got some data this morning, so let's real quick kind of go through that. So we got GDP growth rate at 2.8%, which is really weird because these people that are forecasting GDP are just all over the place as far as not being right. Forecast is calling for 2%, so we came in pretty good on GDP. Initial jobs claims came in at 235K. Forecast was calling for 238K, so a little bit of a beat there. And that was about it. I mean, there's some other stuff out there, but nothing worth a dang. Other than that, oh, we did get durable goods orders. It came down actually, minus 6.6%. Forecast is calling for 0.3%. So the really interesting thing was yesterday on yields, though. When I looked in the afternoon, I was kind of shocked at how much yields were moving like bullish, and there was almost zero reason for them to be moving that kind of bullish. So I mean, that's to me, that's just investors making decisions. There's no real catalyst. So yeah, I mean, to me, that was kind of like why are yields so strong kind of moment. I was really kind of taken back by that. So see what happens here on yields going the next couple days, but that was kind of a strong move. 10-2 inversion coming back down a little bit. Kind of got to the past 52-week high area that we kind of hit back in October, even January some. So okay. HYG looks so bullish, man. Oh my gosh, we are kind of looking at this yesterday, right? If it could just have another little hangout, positive, uptrending day, and it's getting it today, I kind of like HYG, man. It looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, man, it looks pretty good. See how far that thing runs here pretty soon. LQD. And that's the thing is we just talked about the yields and how much they moved up, and look at the LQD and how much it moved down. And that's kind of the concerning thing with LQD and even TLT here in a sec. But I mean, it just broke down so much that I mean, this could just be a retest into the moving averages. Maybe we break back down here over the next day or two. TLT, same kind of deal. I mean, it could just be a retest in the moving averages. We'll have to find out, but geez. All right, sector rotation for the day. We got industrials, real estate, financials, energy, staples outperforming. Healthcare is kind of in line with the market. So is materials and discretionaries. Wow. All three of those are kind of just in line with the market right there. Tech, communications, and utilities are underperforming. Obviously, you can see tech with a huge drop off this morning, right? I mean, they just had a huge drop there. So, not shocked. But they are climbing back, right? Since that low, we can take a look at that here in a sec. But you see intraday, you see industrials, materials, healthcare, energies, financials, real estate all outperforming. Discretionary is kind of in line with the market there. Tech also kind of in line with the market there. So it has come back quite a bit. And then you got staples, communications, utilities underperforming. And if we take a look from the low that we put in this morning, I mean, there you go. Tech, it's flowing right back into tech. Easily. I mean, tech from that low is up 3%. So, there you go. That is how the day kind of looks on the sector rotation.